as it pertains to like my sonic identity or my musical identity, I identify as limitless. However, this is kind of the origin. This is my base in the sense of, what I fell in love with, the reason why I started to do music. As I started to grow up and go into high school, which is Duke Ellington School of the Arts in Northwest Washington, D.C., I was introduced to jazz, obviously Duke Ellington, Count Basie, to even classical music as it pertains to Handel and Bach and Mozart and all of these amazing composers. And so it provided me so much range, and I was so impressionable as a young person. I wanted to take in as much music as possible. So from the German, Italian arias to all of the cheat sheets as it pertains to jazz and the compositions that they created, I was just a sponge. And it allowed for me to have this vast library of sonic moments that I could, really call upon. And so for me, I know that I can do anything.
Welcome to DMV The Beat. R&B singer, songwriter, blazing his own sweet path to success. This is the story of Kevin Ross.
Hey, this ain't that day, so we ain't never wrong. And you so
Kevin's always been gifted. I remember hearing someone play the piano, and I thought it was a television. So I asked Kevin, I said, what is that? He said, oh, Mommy, if I listen long enough, I can play it. So from there, we started him on piano lessons. And he always loved to sing, always in school. Every activity there was as far as music, he was in on it.
He was at the bus stop one morning, and I saw the kids kind of getting in a group, and I thought maybe they might have was going to start a little fight or something. So I started in that direction to walk up there to make sure Kevin was okay. And lo and behold, as I seen him, he was standing there performing. They had gathered around to watch him perform Michael Jackson.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it started real early with him. I was teaching him a lot of songs that I learned in elementary school, and I noticed he would always like to sing then in the car while we traveled around. Then I started going to Blockbusters, renting videotapes of Michael Jackson, and him and his brother would stand around and dance and watch the videos while I was able to get things done around the house. Never knowing that this was really growing inside of him.
Yeah.
Well, I was born in Greater Southeast Hospital, and I grew up with my mom and my dad, Reggie Ross and Karen Ross, a little brother, older brother as well. And, we grew up listening to music because my dad sang at weddings and church and all sorts of places. So it was kind of like I was dragged into situations where, I just kind of had to sit and watch him do his thing, and, how he prepared and his poise and, everything. And so we grew up with music in the house. Like, he would bring speakers to our room and just blast music early in the morning. And so that's how I grew up. And the crazy thing is, my pop during the 90s, he was in his 20s, but he was such an old soul that he was playing music from the 60s and the 70s, from the Manhattans to the Stylistics, Blue Magic, Delphonics, you name it, it was on. And so, I really got a huge history lesson while growing up. I always knew that I liked singing, I just didn't know how far it could take me. And when I was little, there's a skate park that I used to go to with my little brother and my mom and my pops. Sometimes we would, drive through the park and listen to 102.3 WHUR or 105.9, and we would just kind of park and just look out at the water, watch the lights kind of reflect, and that's how I got inspired to do some of the music that I do today.
Hey. Oh, now why you gotta go and come climb on top of me, baby? We gon' mess around and won't find the time to sleep, babe. Can't refuse it. How you do it, girl? No, 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 no. Oh, girl, you got me strung out and I'm feeling like a user. And I can't put you down, you're my past, but now my future. You want exception to the rule, to everything I thought I knew, and no one else will ever do. Cause I swear you're one of a kind. I know you can't stay too long, but baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go, baby don't go. Verse 2. Oh, see you my Mona Lisa with a smile that guys would kill for. See you my high price sign and I'm not afraid to spend more. I can't help it that I'm selfish, girl. Oh, oh, oh. See you to rock the my roll, you're my blues, my soul collection. Put the record on hold up. Damn your perfection. You want exception to the rule.
So I met Kevin back when he was around 15 years old. I was introduced to him while he was in high school by my cousin, who was a good friend of his, as well as his cousin, who was a good friend of mine. So everybody kept saying, hey, I know this guy named Kevin Ross that you need to meet. He's a dope rapper. You just need to link up with him and see what he's about. So I was like, all right, cool, like, let's make it happen. So back in high school, I was the go-to person when it came to music. I managed everybody, from beating on the, cafeteria tables to taking them to meet Bone Thugs and Harmony and just finagling my way around the music industry early. So when I met Kevin, he was a rapper, which is still funny to me, but he was actually really good. So they were saying, hey, manage this kid, like, let's try to figure this out. So that's kind of how we were introduced.
I think as years were going on, we could always see him just more dedicated, always being focused on his music. He did the honors course in, elementary to middle school in Prince George's County. And from there, he went on to Duke Ellington. That's when we really knew that it was something really special. So he went to Duke Ellington and he just soared and flourished. He loved every minute of it.
After graduating from Duke Ellington, I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts. That was a whole different experience. The leading contemporary music school in the world. So what that brought to the table was geniuses, prodigies, super duper phenomenal, extraordinary kids from all over the world. And so, the big fish in the small pond effect. I accomplished being the most outstanding vocalist in my school. However, the next task was to be outstanding in college at a world stage, for that matter. And so I was intimidated at first. I remember my first concert that I went to at Berklee, and there was this guy on stage, like, singing his butt off. Like, I was like, yo, who is that? Like, what teacher is this? And they was like, nah, like, he ain't no teacher. Like, he's a sophomore. I was like, wait, he's 1 year older than me and he just has this vocal prowess about him. And that really was a humbling experience. But it allowed for me to understand that it wasn't about ranking anymore. It was about building my own world. How can I fit into a space where it's so competitive? It was like, no, I'm going to literally differentiate myself from everybody else and do my own thing. So writing my own songs, producing my own stuff, performing that at school and outside of it as well.
Well, he actually was an ambassador for Berklee College of Music.
Absolutely.
Because he was traveling to Europe. He did all sorts of things. Again, just led us more to knowing that this is his path. This is where he's going.
I went the songwriting route because of my teacher in college, Armstead Christian. He told me that you should always do something that makes you feel uncomfortable, that you're bad at, that you suck at, because that's the way that you get stronger. He was like, Kevin, you can sing. That's obvious. So don't major in vocal performance. Do something that's different. He was like, what are you not good at? I was like, I don't really know how to like arrange or like, you know, I know how to play keys, but I don't know how to write it out. And he was like, that sounds like the lane that you should be in. And so I did CWP, Contemporary Writing and Production. So once I graduated from there, and I was like, you know what? Instead of me going down to Atlanta, which that's where I went, I'm not going to present myself as an artist. I'm going to present myself as a songwriter. And so that was a completely like 180 for me, because all I knew was singing and being in front. So now to take a step back and to be behind the scenes was the greatest gift and the greatest lesson. So I was in the studio 7 days a week. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't even go to church for the first year that I was in Atlanta. But all I knew was studio, grocery store, my house, and that's pretty much it for a whole year. But that really opened up a lot of doors, that dedication, rain or shine, you know, at 100% or sick, I was there. I was there, feeling that pressure, people telling me that, you know, hey, maybe you should stick to singing, you know, all of that stuff. And so for me, that was the school that I really needed, in the sense of being in Atlanta and that whole year of like grinding it out. And it worked. It worked out. I got my first placement with Jamie Foxx a year later, and you know, hard work paid off.
Just super excited for him to have these opportunities. I mean, just what a blessing, you know. So once we saw the Glade commercial, we were in the movie theater. My husband went to go get some popcorn, and I'm sitting there, and in the big screen, here comes Kevin. And I just sat there in amazement. I was just in awe, you know.
Let there be peace on earth. Lift your light and let it shine.
We're extremely proud of Kevin because I can imagine how hard to make a career out of being in the music business. You know, it's always been like a part-time thing for me, or a hobby, and that's why I know it's really important for us to try to support him as much as we could as he was starting out and growing, because I realized it was hard, and I just thank God that he was able to endure and do so well.
1, 2, 3, 4. This song is called Sweet Release. So here's what I need for y'all to do. Just sit back and let it play, yeah. Put that drive to on replay, yes. Deuce and Midnight Microdose too. Here go curbside fire, read between the lines. Got finish for your thoughts, pay millions for your mind. I know that's what you like, baby, pass and recline. Girl, you got the light, diamonds dancing tonight, and it's feeling like we on a vibe. Trying to turn a day into a lucky night. You know I love it when we're kissing right. It's automatic like a 45. Put the dash on ghost, you know anything goes. Stress won't hold. Once we hit the road, don't you worry about it. Get on your pretty little head, let it go, go. And come and get you a little sweet release. Give me a shot. Open the pie, never miss, girl, I got. Give me a time, put you in for a sweet release. Soon as you come, I change the way that you feel, make it sweet, 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 hey. Bring it in, same team, who we up against for the win. Co-star to your main event, everything. I'm better than you, my sugar band, just Celine. I go crazy for you, I can melt 10 rounds off. I know they're waiting to see it downfall, but we're still kicking it like a ground ball. Whenever you need it, you know I'm on call. You better believe it, put the dash on coast. You know anything goes, stress won't hold. Once we hit the road, don't you worry about it, yeah. On your pretty little hair, let it go.
So the transition from songwriter to artist was easy because I was already an artist anyways. So, you know, as a songwriter, it allowed for me to understand the mindset that I needed to have as an artist. So by the time that Motown Records came into the picture and they wanted to sign me, I knew kind of what I wanted to do. I was clear on who I was, even sonically. And so once they signed me, I began the journey of development, you know. And so to their, you know, to their praise, I'd say that we were all new, you know what I mean? And so nobody knew what they were doing. And so, you know, they meant well. So the money that they spent, they meant well in the sense of they wanted all of us to succeed and to win. But I think sometimes you can mean well and still be fearful at the same time. They didn't want to lose, they didn't want to fail. And sometimes with that fear, you can fail anyways, or at least drop the ball in what you already have. And so for me, being signed was a great experience because of the fact that it allowed for me to see my worth, my value, what I brought to the table, to understand that it was like, you know what, dang, like all of this preparation, I felt like I was ready when they signed me. And the truth was, after those years, I was. It's just the fact that I needed to collect as many experiences as I could so that when it was time for me to ask for my release, because that's what happened. I scored a #1 record back in 2017, and then getting into 2018, the person that brought me in, they left. And so I didn't want to, you know, be caught up in the mix. I've seen enough unsung episodes and all of these documentaries to understand what happens when the champion in the building leaves and they leave you there. I was like, nah, I gotta go. I gotta ask for my release. I had it all mapped out, to be honest. I thought that I was going to, you know, do my 3 to 4 albums with the major label. And once the writing was on the wall, God kind of tapped me and was like, look, I got other plans for you. So now it's time for you to go out on your own. And even though it took a year and a half for them to release me, I started Art Society Music Group, and we released my first record in 2019, which was called Thing Called Love. And we took that to radio and it scored top 20. And it was like starting all over, to be honest. It was like I started at zero. From streams to listeners to followers. You would think that a year and a half doesn't, you know, it's not that long. But in music, it's forever. And so, you know, I had a point to prove, in the sense that I wanted to rebuild. Not to rebuild back up to be the person who I was, but to be a better version of who I knew I could become. And so we started as it pertains to Art Society Music Group. And then as soon as that record was, you know, going somewhere, the pandemic hit. And from there, I still released music. And there was a record that I released called God is a Genius. And that was a record that kind of changed a lot for me in a sense of streams, in a sense of numbers, in a sense of revenue. God was a genius, and God is a genius in that moment because he showed me all that could be possible beyond just the pandemic, but what I was capable of as an artist, to be a profitable artist and a budding businessman, and to know how to market and to sustain momentum, things that I'm still, you know, mastering to this day. But that was the start of it, in the sense of from being a songwriter to artist signed to label leaving that to start my own imprint, to getting active out in these streets.
You are actually doing it. You're an independent artist.
Yeah, I'm killing it. I ain't gonna lie. DC, I'm killing it. I ain't gonna lie. Look, indie R&B artist. I'm the first person
Well, you know, that
ever.
means he keeping all the money to himself.
You see what I'm saying? You see how she exposed me like that?
Because I know. I love it. Artists deserve.
I just want to share some history because I am in DC. I am a Washingtonian. I'm the first indie R&B artist to have 2 records in the
He is.
top 20 on Billboard R&B radio ever. I didn't even think I was making history by doing that, but just because I'm home, you know what I'm saying? It ain't even a braggadocious thing. This is something for all of us to celebrate in a sense that we come from a city of entrepreneurship,
Yes.
right? And so me having my own company, Art Society Music Group, shameless plug, and to make history like this and to still be a young black man, you know what I'm saying? It feels good. It feels amazing. So I
Right?
just had to say that.
So one day, we were in the garage, me and my wife, straightening out the garage, and Kevin came on. I believe it was 96.3 and HUR. I mean, Quiet Storm.
Yeah.
They played one of his songs, and we were just so happy. We began to dance with each other, and I'm like, wow, look at us dancing off of our kid. It's, you know, instead of all these other artists, I'd never dreamed.
What keeps me going is my faith in God, understanding divine alignment, understanding that I'm God engineered and vision driven, and that you know, my life could be completely different, to be honest. I mean, the truth of the matter is, one of the life-changing moments that happened was when I was 10 years old. I had bacterial meningitis, and so I was in the hospital for about a month. And so all of the doctors was kind of just around my bed and, you know, taking all these notes and saying that I'm a miracle child and I'm here for a reason. And during that time, I didn't know. But it constantly reminds me, it's just kind of like a morale check to my character to say that, hey man, this is bigger than you. Leave your ego at home. You know what I mean? We all guilty of it at times, you know, but I'm always reminded of those moments to be like, you know what, God could have took you out right then and there. But you have a responsibility. You're here for a reason. You have purpose. And so act like you got purpose, because you know how fragile life is. You know, from that to losing my older brother as well, you understand how precious life is and how easily things could change within an instant. It really kind of, you know, checks the soul and who you are.
To see him, you know, get shots like BET Music Matters, 106 in Park, that was actually the first thing that we did. We went from him being in college, and I recorded a video of him, sent it to 106 in Park, got him to audition, went to New York, he did the show, and it was just, you know, having the experience of that was just incredible, to the point where people was making it so we couldn't leave New York without having meetings after 106. So that, you know, just the ride itself has just been an incredible ride. I'm just so happy to see him reach the level that he's reached and touch the people that he's touched. I mean, we've done shows back in 2007 at the Cataveus, which is a closed venue in DC. That was the first place he actually performed. Shout out to Jay Mills, because she was the one that did the show. But seeing him perform in front of 20 people to now thousands, and people knowing his music and him being recognized in the streets, and, you know, just everything. Like, shout out to his fan club, because his fan club is amazing. I'm not sure if y'all know about them, but the rosters, they're amazing. So just everything, like I said, the whole journey of him becoming a legend, like an actual legend, is what I'm here for, and I can't wait to see it.
We're extremely proud of you, Kevin. And we are glad that you never give up, that you continue to be an example for your community, for your family, for your son. And we just want you to continue to have your relationship with the Lord and your family, and you continue to move forward. Again, continue to be that example for the community. And we love you so much, so proud of you.
Amen. And we shall continue to be your #1 cheerleaders
And fans.
And whatever you need us to do, we right there for you, son.
Absolutely.
One thing I can say is always have the attitude of gratitude. You know, everything is about perspective. Your floor can be someone's ceiling. And so be grateful for what you got. Especially artists out there, anybody that has dreams and goals in life, it's never too late, it's never too early to live them out. But as you're living them out, it's not about the destination, but it's definitely about the journey. Laugh, love, man, as much as you possibly can with the people that you're on the journey with. Be okay that the people that are part of the journey may not be there through all of the seasons. That's okay. Make sure that you believe in something that's bigger than you. Have faith in the abilities that you were given by, you know, God or whatever supreme being that you believe in. But you have to believe that there is more to life than just you. And just be blessed, man. Be blessed. Be safe. Be careful. But be you. Be authentic. Yeah, just enjoy life as it comes.
It's not a race when it comes to love, no, no, no. Hey. 1, 2, unless it's me that you're running from. No, 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 no. These city girls want it all, but they never can wait, not so fast. You could lose control. I know we live in the now, but we can set our own pace. Take my hand.
And the beat goes on. Thank you for watching.
Because forever's a long, said it's a long, said it's a long song away.
This program was produced by WHUT and made possible by contributions from viewers like you. For more information on this program or any other program, please visit our website at whut.org. Thank you.